Hey, good morning. Welcome to the 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. Hope you're doing well today. It is now in midweek, and this is our 905th episode of the 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. It's pretty crazy. Anyway, hey, the first thing I want to do, I want to wish my mom a happy birthday today. I'm like doing this, like, it's my mom's birthday. I should wish her happy birthday. Happy birthday, Mom. Okay, with that said, we're going to talk about mom stuff, because I'm talking about water cups and storyboards. And Greg, you're nuts. What the heck does water cups, or kids' water cups have to do with storyboards? And I'm going to give a little story and talk about it a little bit. So it's 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. I am Greg Mester, Scrum Master and Agile Coach. And here in the 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show, we get a little goofy sometimes, and we talk tactical and practical about Scrum and Agile. And how do you get stuff done, give stuff to your customer, deliver product, deliver value without working crazy hours, and get home in a decent time so you can hang out with your family and friends and have a good time, but also have fun at work too. We kind of cover that on Fridays. And tonight is job night, by the way. We will look at the agile jobs that are out there tonight. We'll see if the boards are all crazy still, especially with all layoffs. And we'll see how it looks. Maybe it'll spike up. If it spikes up again, it's all the algorithms all messed up, and there's automated software programs for HR. But we'll see about that. Anyway, so let's get the let's get talking about the topic here. Kids' water cups and storyboards. And why am I actually comparing the two? Well, a long story short, I can tell long stories, by the way, is that my kids, especially my son, have been leaving their water cups on the kitchen table. So they would eat dinner or whatever, and they would leave their cups, and usually they're full of water. It's like they fill it all up to the top, and they only drink 3/4 and leave the rest on the table. And problem is, our cats, our 20-pound cat Bubbles, who you see on the show every once in a while, and Heart, she's pretty bad. She seems like she's a little kitty, but she's not a little kitty. She's a big cat too. Would jump off our stairwell and land on the kitchen table. Next thing you know, there's water everywhere, flying across the table. And I got upset. I'm like, this is ridiculous. So I started working with my kids and remind them to take the water cup and put it on the counter. Because at least on the counter, when the cats don't jump on it, and two, it's solid enough that it's not going to move when a 20-pound cat jumps on it. So every night I worked on it. Every night it was a little painful. Reminding the kids at the end of dinner, they would try to get up and go play their video game, whatever they would do. I'm like, well, hey, water cup. It took a while, but now it's finally, they do it automatically. I would say it took about a month or so, to be honest with you. Yeah, a month of me going, hey, your water cup's on the table. Get it off the table. Because I did explain to him, I said, like, what if we had like your papers, your computer, or my computer, or a phone, or something was on there. You had some papers in the water just by itself. Who's going to pick up the water? I said, one, if the water gets spilled, I like, you're going to pick it up, not me. And you're going to make sure it's dry and not wet. But after a while, constantly just remind them, say, hey, water cup, kind of move it. A month later, I was watching my kid the other day, and I didn't have to ask anymore. And he just did it. My daughter doesn't leave it there anymore. Every once in a while, they do it, but not often. So why am I describing this with the Scrum board? Well, how many times do Scrum Masters move stories across the board for their team? That's not your job, right? It's not your job to do that. You think you're being helpful, but you're not. Your job is, hey, can you move it across the board? Appreciate that. Thank you. Because you want them to get in the habit of doing that every time they get a subtask done, or a task, or a story, or they move things, that they move it across the board themselves. It is painful. I'm going to tell you, it's painful. It's painful. It's going to hurt. It's annoying. It's just as annoying as me having to remind my kids to take the cup off the table and put it on the countertop. But about a month later, and if you're going to work with someone for a year, rather than you doing and them getting used to it, because that action of them moving it allows you to get if they get in a habit, then they do it all the time. They do it when they're not in daily scrum. They do it when they're working to move and send signals and share information to the rest of the team that their work is at the next level. It doesn't necessarily have to happen at daily scrum. Daily scrum is just a reminder that you move stuff and, hey, it's in your box, by the way, and it's available for you to do something with it as a partner on the story. But by not waiting for you to do it, they provide more instantaneous information. And I always find it funny. Oh, you should do this, but we always want up-to-date information, right? The day is not the updated information. The updated information is as they go is the best updated information. And the more you say, hey, can you move it? And not volunteer, you have to resist. I had to resist picking the water cup up, put it on the countertop. I did it enough times that says, you know what, I'm done. I'm done doing it. And I realized that it's not me. I shouldn't do this, right? And it really should be them. In the long run, them doing it makes more sense. I mean, years ago, we worked to get the dishes, take the dishes to the sink when you're done. It's not mom and dad's job to pick up your dishes and take it to the sink. They should do it themselves when they're done. So we worked on that too, but now it's the water cups. So I'll be honest with you, I was very surprised. I was observing, I'm a terrible coach, observing my kids and see how well my coaching. Though I did threaten them a few times. I have to admit, I did. I was like, you want to lose your electronics? Because if my electronics get wet, you lost yours for a month. Or at least until I get mine fixed. So, but it is one of those things where you just have to work on it. It's painful. I know. You're like, why don't I just do it? Because you don't want to. You want your team to get used to moving stories and things across the board as they get them done or move them to the next phase or next step in the process. You don't want to wait for daily scrum. So you may think you're helping them by moving a story during daily scrum, but you're not. You offering is not. You should just say, hey, could you please move it? One, you're verifying that they actually have access to the system and they have the damn thing up on the screen. Two, they're more capable of doing it. They're grown-ups, right? It's not like you're an 18-year-old, an 8-year-old kid or 11-year-old kid that they need to be told to move it or helped out with some things. And some things they do, but they don't need being helped to take the water cup from the table to the countertop. Just like a developer or anybody on a team doesn't need your help to move a story across a board. I thought I'd give you that analogy. It's kind of weird and everything, but sometimes we need that weirdness and that subtleness to sink in. That why can't I just move the story? Stop it. And there was a video about stopping doing something. Well, stop it. Stop it. Just stop it. Just resist it. It's hard. I know. You just get in that habit, but you as a scrum master, an agile coach, or a teammate or whatever, do not move stuff for people on the boards. Let them get used to it, because that way they're used to having the system open. And as soon as they get something changed, they're broadcasting that change to the rest of the team. So the rest of the team can know where it's at, and it doesn't have to wait to a daily scrum on a day. Because how many people complain about scrum? Oh, I don't want to scrum. Well, then you know what? Update the board on a consistent basis. You don't want to do daily scrum, then I expect everything to be updated. We shouldn't have to ask, and it should be done. When you get to that level, maybe we don't need daily scrum. Maybe it's just a quick chat on a chat or something. But until you get to that level, we're doing daily scrum, right? And actually, I'm still not going to move the story for you during daily scrum. So this is just the comparison of the kids taking the water cup from the table and moving it to the counter, so the cat's in the middle of the night when they go play merry-go-round in the house and jump on the table because no one's there, and they're just like, oh, look, there's a table. I can leap all the way over there and cause havoc in the middle of the night. That water doesn't spill everywhere. So just like that, where I don't need to remind them anymore. It took about 30 days to get to that level, plus or minus a month, I guess. Maybe. I don't know. I forget when I really started it. But now they're doing it themselves. I just realized the other day. I said I didn't even have to remind them, or I just say water cup. They get up, come up, get it, put it away. That's all I have to say. I don't have to yell at them. I don't have to scream at them. Don't have to do anything anymore. I just say the word cup after dinner, and they go get. Oh yeah, I got to go get my cup, and they go move it. So that's the way. That's the way the cookie crumbles in my household. And as a scrum master, do not move stories for your team across the board or subtasks or anything. Have them do it, because as soon as they get that habit, it's much faster, it's much safer. You get better information. The quality information is better because it's real time. So, with that, I want to say have a great day. Happy scrumming. See you tonight at 8 o'clock in our show. And I'm trying to get more consistent about being right on at 8 o'clock. That's after all the sports games and all that. Now it's kind of quiet. The hockey season comes up, so we'll see. And have a great day. Enjoy. Stay warm out there. It's kind of cold now. And we'll see you